Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. How have you all been? What's new? Tell me everything. I'll be happy to read everything in the comments down below. As always, I hope you're all doing fine, and if not, that you will get over all your difficulties soon. I know you will. I believe you. Today I will show you how I draw the Hyung line from Stray Kids. I hope that I said that correctly, because if not, I would be so embarrassed. I originally wanted to quit after one drawing of Hyunjin, but in the end I didn't want to stop. So get ready for a dose of mediocre fan art, pink color, and my random thoughts that I'll say out loud again. And why am I drawing Stray Kids again, you may ask? I wanted to talk about that today. Maybe this will save me explaining myself to people in my real life who ask me, why do you keep drawing those 8 Korean men all the time? I'll just send them a link to this video and at least I'll get some views out of it. I think it's no secret on this channel that I'm a stay, and it's also no secret that I like to draw. So it seemed logical to me to combine these two things for the ultimate enjoyment. I think that since I was little, my art has been very inspired by what I'm watching, what I'm reading, and what music I'm listening to. I don't know why, but whenever I really like something, I always feel like drawing it. In a way, it feels like I'm contributing to that world, fandom, concept, or whatever you want to call it. Art is another way for me to express myself, and I like to express what I enjoy at the moment, what makes me happy, or what left some impact on me. And the reason why I share it for others to see is because it connects me with other people who like the same things and experience similar feelings. So drawing fan art has always been fulfilling to me. To be honest, my first fan arts were probably Totally Spice and Twitch, but my love for sharing fan art with others and really getting better at drawing and taking it seriously started right after my Naruto era, when I started sharing my Harry Potter fan art on the DeviantArt. Before I started sharing them, I had been following a lot of artists there and dreamed that one day I would make great fan arts like them and make people happy and make myself happy. And when I finally made up my mind and shared my art and my drawings got the first responses, it filled me with an incredible feeling. It felt like this was my path. Drawing and talking about things I like with other like-minded people. And if the constant fan art drawing as a teenager gave me anything, it was practice. I learned a lot about drawing because of it. I learned a few things about shadow and light, color theory, and even anatomy. It certainly seems to me that now I am improving at a much slower pace, but back in the day it seemed to me that every week or day there was some kind of progress. I spent practically my entire adolescence like this, before my famous art block that alienated me from drawing for good, perhaps 10 years. But I already talked about that in another video. Surprisingly, at the beginning of 2023, I wanted to start drawing again. At first I went about it a little differently. I focused more on the tools I use for drawing or painting rather than on the result itself. I mostly just found a reference to draw and tried to improve my technique. Of course, at that time I was already following several statists. For those who don't know, those are stays who are also artists that make mostly Stray Kids fan art. So stay plus artist equals statist. And I thought that one day I'll definitely try to draw Stray Kids too. But once I'm better, once I'm good as those I follow. I won't lie, I didn't want to make bad fan art. It's still very hard for me to capture someone's likeness, as you can see in the drawings I'm showing you. And somehow I was also a little afraid that people who are not able to fully understand that everyone starts somewhere will leave some hate comments. Something like that I messed up drawing of their bias or something. And I didn't really need that, because I was glad that after all these years I was at least trying to do art. And some bad comment could lead me back to the art block. But probably thanks to the fact that I surrounded myself with more and more statists, I slowly got rid of some fear and told myself that I'll just try it. So at one night shift at work, I decided to do it. Please don't fire me. Felix was the first one I drew from Stray Kids. I probably chose him because my eye found his features the easiest to draw. He kind of fit into my character drawing style with his features, if that makes sense. It seemed familiar to me. And surprise, surprise, I was quite satisfied with the result. So much so that I wanted to show to other people. And after the positive response from other stays, I felt like I got a second wind and I was motivated to continue drawing their fan art. After a long time, I enjoyed drawing again. Because I was drawing something that is dear to me and I was drawing it for people who feel the same. And that's the magic of fan art. It connects you with other people who have similar interests. That's probably what I enjoy the most about it all. As for my creative process, it depends a lot on how much time I have or what mood I'm in. Sometimes I find it better to just do a few sketches because it's not as time-consuming and technically demanding for me. After all, I always have a pencil and paper with me. But if I have the time and the mood to play around, I use colors. I'm now learning to use aquarelle and markers. My selection of references continues to evolve from this. Yes, I use references. I wasn't born an art god that has the faces of Stray Kids from every angle ingrained into my brain and my muscle memory. If I only have time for sketches, I choose photos that are perhaps less colorful and I concentrate more on capturing facial expressions and shading. And if I want to work with colors, I choose some bright colored photos. For example, concept photos for an album. I would say that I try to draw the members equally often, but it's true that some of them are more challenging for me to draw. According to my judgment, Felix, Hyung and Han are easiest to draw for me, but on the other hand, I struggle the most with Sungmin, Ayan and Lino. I don't know why, but their features are so sharp and well defined that it's really hard for me to capture that. Anyway, whenever I feel like I haven't drawn someone for a long time, I prefer to draw them next time. But sometimes I'm just inspired by some photos and draw Hyunjin 2 times in a row, for example. Because what can I say? That man is my muse. Another thing worth to mention is that when you make fan art, I think it's one of the guaranteed ways to grow faster on social media. If you decide to show other people, of course, or share your fan art in general. Especially when you're drawing fan art of something that already has a very strong fan base. So drawing Stray Kids definitely kicked off my social media growth. And I currently have over 1,000 followers on Instagram and TikTok. And because of that, I met a lot of amazing stays that I can now call my online friends. And some of them also do art, so we have a lot to talk about and hype each other up, and that's just awesome. I also got a lot better at drawing because of it. As they say, practice makes perfect, and I can really see some progress. Of course, I make step aside or back here and there. That's just natural. Like for example with this drawing, I would say that I did not capture all of them as I would like and they're not looking alike, but I can still say that I understand the structure of the face better and make more confident pencil strokes instead of uncertain lines and confusing sketches. But to not only talk about the positives, drawing fan art also has its disadvantages. If you're going to build an internet following based on fan art, be aware that every once in a while when you decide to share something else, your personal work or maybe fan art of something else, that it won't get as much of a response as your typical content. You have to remind yourself that it's not because you're somehow a worse artist or that your personal work isn't worth anything. But nowadays I'd say it's hard to shake the feeling that the value of your art equals to the number of likes and comments. That can be difficult. And then there's also the mental battle you sometimes have with yourself. For some reason, fan art is seen as inferior genre of art, and you wonder if you can even call yourself an artist if you only draw fan art. And when I show my drawings to some people in real life who doesn't know Stray Kids, they usually ask me why I keep drawing only them, and that they don't understand, and that I should use my talent in some other way. And then you think, are they right? Is my art getting anywhere if I keep drawing the same thing over and over? What if I want to branch out after some time? At the moment, however, the positives still outweigh the negatives for me. But I'm not saying that sometimes I don't get carried away by these feelings. I have days, even weeks, when I don't feel good while drawing and rather stagnate. But then I tell myself that drawing is my hobby and I don't do it professionally, so there should be no pressure. It should be something that brings me joy. To hell with what anyone will think of it. And if I want to do something else later in life, I'll just start over. After all, it's not that serious, and maybe that something else will make me happy again, and it will again find an audience that will like it. It's really not that deep. But now I don't know what future has in store for me. This is how I feel right now. I would just like to get better at what I'm currently doing and make other stays happy. I would like to draw quality fan art that I wouldn't be afraid to maybe sell as prints or stickers over time. That could be fun. I don't know, do you have any recommendations for me? I'm always open to your ideas and happy to discuss with you what I could create next. And what about you? Have you ever drawn fan art? Not just Stray Kids, but anything else? Do you prefer to draw fan art or your original art? Do you also have a YouTube channel or maybe Instagram or TikTok where you post your stuff? Feel free to write it in the comments, I'd love to see it. Anyway, this is the finished drawing. Like I said, I'm not 100% happy with it and I think Bank Channel looks absolutely nothing like him, but oh well, I'm not going to do anything about it now. I'll try harder next time. I hope you still enjoyed the video and I hope to see you soon. And if you want to be sure to see me next time, you can consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Bye!